hope that we don't just take for granted what the other leaders are doing to us, and that we need to be grateful and appreciate them, because it's hard. I mean, doing things what do you call this, selflessly, without taking anything in return. I think I think they said that a great leader, that's a character of a great leader. So a good leader, but that's a better. It's a great leader taking responsibility for the whole team, and I really feel that in him. I see him a lot, he makes sure everything runs smoothly. But without saying too much, again, without further ado, please help me welcome our great trainer, SMD, Hassan Ferreira.
I have a nice surprise for you guys tonight.
Oh yeah, I forgot the nice surprise.
Give certificate.
Dinner for two?
Dinner for two.
So a couple of announcements. First of all, one is that I was on the FISRA website today. As of March 28th, you can no longer call yourself a financial advisor unless you take additional courses. I'm going to research on next week and talk about it next week. Also, as of 2026, you can't call yourself a financial consultant, a financial planner, unless you take certifications out. So those are rules that they're changing to make things a little bit tougher for us as an advisor or as a financial planner. So you have to be prepared. If you want to call yourself a financial advisor, you have to take additional courses, financial planning, and take additional courses. Okay? And the contract is sent back today. So the cruise is booked for 160 people. But we must take the cruise, we have to book by July the 8th, just 2 months from now, 50% of the people. So we gotta have about 80 people sold before the 8th of July. Now last year when we had the cruise, we had 108 people last year. Now the seats sell out very fast. So my suggestion is start promoting your team, that they can buy their tickets and have it by then. Over emails I sent the fly out. I think you have it. Flora have it. You have it. Some other people have it. Elsa has it. Jeremy has it. And I think I didn't have Joel's phone number, so he doesn't have it. But Elsa has it. Okay. Now, so that's on. And I got the price from $70 to $55 a person, taxes included, which is very good. Okay. Now the cruise, and later on I'll give the instructions how to get there. We have that later on in the sometime in July. But the cruise is going to go from 2:30 to 4 o'clock, hour and a half. But boarding starts at 2 o'clock, so we have to finish then. My proposal is that like we did last year, everybody contributed a dish, and we had a big buffet, and everybody helped, and we had a lot of fun last year. About 12 to about 1:30 we can eat, and then we go on the cruise afterwards. So that's my suggestion. Okay. Now, when you send the payment in, make sure you put the person's name, because I track the names, and I'll give you every week. I'll post it so you'll know exactly who's there, how much tickets are sold, and how much is left. So you'll see that every single week we'll post out. All right? Okay.
Thank you.
Now, Kyle is making sales because he did not get a bigger commission, so that's motivating to him. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk about mindset for a little bit, but at the end, you'll see a nice surprise. Okay, at the end. What's the number one course that every student that goes to school has to take? What's the number one topic you must take in every school? Not English. It's mathematics. Numbers. And I tell people, if you don't know numbers, how can you count money? You gotta be able to know numbers, how to count money. You got a lot of money, you gotta know numbers. So I want to talk about numbers later on, okay? But first of all, let's talk about oops. Okay. The 4 F's of life. And they're not dirty words, okay? So don't think it's dirty words. It's number 1, find your purpose in life. That's number 1, you gotta find your purpose. Number 2, past. Whatever you did in your past, you can't change it. So just forget the past. Focus on your present. What are you doing today? Where do I want to go? What my goals are? You can focus in to get that. Number 4 is fuel for the future. So you got to focus on what you're doing today. Forget the past. Forget what's happened before. You can't change it. Just focus on that and look at the future. Watch what you're doing now. The future depends on your daily routine. So what we do on a daily basis is very important to us. And like Flora says, I'm guilty of it too. We should be having this place full of people. But I figured out the secret. Because I read through all of Swan's whole book and I read through all of WFG, etc. And I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the number one secret in this business now is to do the workshops. People don't want to come to BPMs anymore because, well, business opportunity, and they think about insurance, etc. But we see when they come to the workshop, they see the need and they see it. Like July 20th, I just booked today a trip out in Kingston, Ontario. My community is having an event. They have it every year. They're going to be over 1,500 people, maybe 2,000 people at that event. I just book a space now to go and deliver. It means that I'm going to have like 2,000 flyers to hand out on July 20th. Now, it's right after Vegas, so I got to get back here in time to go. Because Vegas finished the 19th, 8th and 19th, right? So, I copy my upline. That's what Jensen and Blue does. That's what I made money last month. I'm thinking, why don't I do the same? It makes sense. You promote good functions, you promote yourself, and promote your business that way. Okay? Plus I have some other ones. Now, oops, sorry. Do not quit your job. I tell people when you come into business, is make sure before you quit your job and come full time, make sure there's a couple things going on. Your side income covers twice as much as your monthly expenses. So let's say expenses is $5,000 a month, you should be making $10,000 a month at WFG before you quit your full-time job. That's a suggestion. Number two, your emergency fund should cover at least 6 months of your expenses. That's what we teach, right? You're skilled enough to make your side hustle your main business. When we just started, I'll tell you, my wife used to say, well, you know, I work at TDC and WFG is my part-time business. Now it's switched. When people ask what you do, he says, I work part-time at TDC, but I'm now working on my full-time business. Because she sees this as a full-time endeavor, which can make money at it that way. So all I'm saying is that whatever you do on the side, make sure it's going to be your main business you go along. You're determined to work hard and succeed. You have to work hard. Hard work. But you'll see this difference in a minute, what hard work actually means. You're right to work 12 to 16 hours a day. Ladies and gentlemen, people who make millions of dollars don't work 8 hours a day. They work more than 8 hours a day. 12 to 16 hours a day, but not forever. It's for a short period of time to get your business up and going that way. In WFG, it says if you work 2 to 5 years, 12 to 14 hours a day, you will become a multi-millionaire. You do it for your boss right now anyway. Why don't you do it for yourself? Okay? And don't make any excuses. Okay? Now, let's talk about what is mindset. You see, the mindset of people is crucial in their life, and I'm going to talk about transitioning from being an employee over to your own business, and you'll see exactly how it goes. It refers to a particular way of thinking, a set of beliefs, attitudes, and perspectives that shape how we interpret and respond to the world around us. So your mindset depends on what you do is how you respond to certain things. And it's very key how you respond to things in your life. We all have challenges. I mean, you come across things in your life. I mean, some people you don't like, some people who say something bad to you, some people who steal from you. I mean, it's all kinds of things, right? I always say, there's 3 people I'll always remember. 3 sets of people I'll always remember. One is the ones who stayed with me when I was down. Number 2, the ones who put me down. And the ones who run when I was down. Because those people, they make an impact in your life that way. Okay? So make sure you remember that. Thinking is the heart of our mindset. You see, you got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, is that your mind comes from your head. Remember, your subconscious mind is whatever you see consciously, you say certain things, it goes in your subconscious mind. And what happens is that when you have to respond, it's not your mind thinking, it's your subconscious mind responding. So you have to make sure you program your subconscious mind properly. Make sure you program it. What you put in is what's going to come out. And what happens to most people when there's a problem or there's a challenge is whatever you put in your head before is what pops out. So you got to make sure you program your subconscious mind. Your mindset is the lens through which you view challenges, opportunities, setbacks, and successes in life that way. Okay? Now, what creates the mindset itself? Number one, our physical and emotional state. And ladies and gentlemen, that's important to control the emotional state, because sometimes people get emotional, something happens to them and get emotional, and they end up doing the wrong things, and they say, well, I'm sorry, I did this. You can't go back and change it. Okay? Number two, profound influences how we look at situations and assumptions and beliefs that we have. So you have to look at your beliefs and say, well, okay, what do I believe in? And what am I assuming in my beliefs itself? Okay? Now, is mindset a skill? Skill can be taught to anyone, but mindset is internal, shaped by your personality and your circumstances. So it's not a skill. We can't teach your mindset. That has to come from inside of you. And no matter how much you teach people, or we train people here, until you actually decide in your own head, what I'm going to do with my mind, nobody can change it for you. It's up to you. Not even your kids, you can't change your kids that way. Okay? It is the reason behind everything we do. The way we plan our day, the way we approach problems we face, and the way we look at work every single day. That's your mindset. It's very crucial. Okay? Now, here's 5 signs of a weak mindset. Number 1, apologizing for everything. Some people go and apologize, or I did this, I make a mistake, etc. You don't have to apologize for everything in life, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Number 2, avoiding social situations. Don't be afraid to talk to people. The only person I'm afraid of, I'll tell you, is a guy pointing a gun at me.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, I'm afraid of nothing else in my life. Because I have that mindset. And that I developed a long time back. Okay? Next is allowing critics to control you. Don't allow people who criticize you control you. You control your own thinking. No matter who you criticize, the critics say, it could be your kids, it could be your wife, it could be your husband, it could be your friends, it could be people at WFG. Do not allow critics to control your thinking. You're the only one who can control your thinking. And of course, you're constantly defensive. And you're obsessed about what your problems are. See, ladies and gentlemen, problems should not be an obsession. You decide to solve your problems. Fail to solve it. Don't become obsessive. Okay? Now, there are no silver bullets for motivating and leading a high-performance team, yet mindset as a leader can play a crucial role. So if you want to build in WFG and you want to become an SMD and above, you have to make sure you develop a certain amount of mindset. And you have to help your people achieve that mindset, because the only ones who become SMD and above is the people who have the right mindset. So you gotta make sure you prepare yourself that way. So when you get there, because remember, when you get in a leadership position, when you have 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people in your team, they start looking at you. And you have to have the right mindset to develop that way. And ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to get past there until you have the right mindset. Okay? Now, in recent years, there has been a growing realization within organizations that a direct correlation between an employee's mindset and their performance. So what happens is that I've done many times in the past where I hire people. But when you hire people, sometimes you focus on their skill and what they have. But I always focus on their mindset, because their mindset is more important than the skill that they've got. You see, I can't teach them skills. I can't teach them mindset. So when you go for a job, sometimes people say, well, what skills do you have? And I always tell them, the skill doesn't matter. I can learn that stuff. That's easy stuff to learn. The mindset is what's important. What is the person's mindset that they have in the job itself? Okay? Now, in fact, there's a growing evidence to suggest that the development of a person's mindset delivers more in terms of employee performance than qualification, experience, and incentives. So employees perform more because of the mindset. So in here in WFG, our associates will perform based on their mindset, not because of they have certain skills. Okay? So you have to understand that. So if you look at the performance of metrics over here, is work efficiency, quality of work, teamwork, learning ability, and adherence to timelines. These are all key things that we have to develop and teach your team that way as you go along. Okay? Now, mindset can be defined as a way of thinking that determines a person's behavior than an outlook and attitude. A way of thinking is crucial, because what you think I always say one of my favorite things is that you become what you think about most of the time, so be careful what you think about. Because remember, when you're thinking, you're programming your subconscious mind, and that's what comes out afterwards. Okay? How your people think and feel will determine how they go about their work. How engaged they are and how committed they are to you, the organization, and to their own goals. I guess it comes down again to the thinking and the feeling of how they think and they feel about WFG, about helping clients, about doing whatever the case is. And that's very crucial to understand as you go along. Okay? Having conducted surveys, performance assessments, and one-on-one interviews and long-term case studies, it is clear that there are a set of triggers associated with the sustained high performance at work and for both individuals and teams. It means that they have done the research and they found out that there's certain triggers that triggers the mindset. So we're going to have to look at those and say, okay, what are the triggers of mindset, right? Now these triggers point to 4 management mindsets that are responsible for generating positive thoughts and beliefs in employees about the person who leads them to, which is their manager. So if you're an MD right now or you're an SMD, you have to understand, you're now in a leadership position of managing people. You have to make sure that their mindset is right. So focus on their mindset. The performance will come. They'll make sales and they'll recruit people afterward if the mindset is right. That's why I focus on the mindset and the building. Because ladies and gentlemen, no matter how much sales you make, sales will come, sales will go, you'll make some dollars, etc. There's nothing wrong with that. But you see, to build, you gotta have the right mindset if you want to build a team. Okay? Now, the 4 mindsets set of leaders are: number 1, the emotional intelligence; number 2, the connection; number 3, the growth; and number 4, the performance. So, and it goes in that order: emotional intelligence, connection, growth, and then performance. So let's look at each one of them very quickly and see what that means. It means that emotional mindset is that the manager who displays emotional intelligence mindset is a conscious role model. This manager consciously looks at the cues and signals from their team through their actions, responses, and body language and tone of voice. So you have to study your team and say, okay, what's your body language, what's your tone of voice, what do they look at, and what's important to them. And then they're going to help them focus on that and their mindset, so because they can develop that way as a manager. Okay? Number 2, in the emotional mindset, the first step in this journey is to teach your managers to be self-aware. Self-awareness is about having a clear perception of your own personality, motivation, needs, and beliefs. So, how do you become self-aware? You have to know your own personality. You have to be motivated. You have to have needs and you have to have beliefs. The beliefs are key. Because you see, you become what you think about most of the time. Whatever you believe. Just think of it this way. When you met your first date, when you started dating so many years ago, some of us, and you met that person, it's the belief of what that person has that attracted you. Whatever they had, what are they? And I always tell my kids, there's 3 things you should look at: ethics, morals, and the attitudes. Now, what are the values? Now, when I look at those things, it's okay. Is mine lined up with those people, or are they lined up with me? Because, ladies and gentlemen, our fun in life is that if you don't have those 3 things, you will have major problems in any relationship. No, so if they line up, you're compatible. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to agree on everything. I mean, every husband and wife or every couple, they fight every so often. Nothing wrong with that. Because we're all human beings, and we make mistakes, we mess up. Okay? Number 2, only use managers as self-aware that they can start to be more accurate and understand the behavior of others, which is the key to raising performance levels. So until you become self-aware of your own situation, how can you teach others? You can't. You have to be aware of yourself first. That's important for you to understand. Okay? Next one is the connection. So now we have the emotional intelligence. High performance employees typically feel connected. As managers, they may understand the difference. You see, when you have your team, you can say to yourself, well, are these people connected to me? They just come, and then just after me, they run off. But if there's a connection, if they have a problem, they'll come to you. If they have a situation, they'll come to you and ask you. So there's that connection between them that way. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're building a relationship with people, and this is a long-term relationship. It's not a short-term relationship. This is a long-term relationship with the people that you're working with. And between the communication and connection is important. In simple terms, communication is sharing information, whereas connection is more about communicating in such a way that some sort of emotional bond is achieved. So not just communication over here, is that you have to have an emotional bond where you connect to the people. And sometimes they can look at you and they can just look at your face and you look at your eyes and they know exactly what you're thinking and how you're feeling that way. That bond is very important if you want to build your team. And you got to work on that to develop it that way. Okay? So when the team is talking to you, don't look the other way. Look at them in their eyes. You see, people can lie, the eyes don't lie. So you got to learn to read the eyes. That's something I've learned over time. Look at a person's eyes, you can know exactly if they're telling lies or they're not telling lies. Okay? Now, two main areas of connection for a manager aim is for one-on-one. Connection to the business, and of course the second one is connection to the manager, the leader. So you can say, okay, is this person connected to WFG? Are they really connected? Are they really interested in WFG? And number two, are they connected to me as a leader? Those two things are very crucial as you go along. Okay? To understand that. Number three is the growth. One of the roles of the manager is a coach. Mentor and develop their people to enhance their skills and knowledge. Many managers do struggle to find time or the correct method to do this. So if you don't know how to enhance your skills and knowledge, how are you going to teach your people? That is why I say, in here we're going to get the younger people to go in front of people, learn to talk, develop that skill, study it. Don't just come here, like I said to Jeremy, don't just come here and learn from people. You could do some research on your own. Develop your personal development. Listen to motivational books and tips. That's one thing my wife is doing when she listens to motivational tips and books, and she'll get the kids to do it now, because they're going to develop that way. Zoe's 12 years old now, she has been reading books like Think and Grow Rich. Can you believe that? No, she doesn't read a lot of chapters, but she reads a couple of chapters, and as she goes, it's interesting. Then she reads some more. So get your kids involved. And that's what I always say, is that if you have kids, ladies and gentlemen, get them on the workshops. Let them listen. Even if they don't know one thing, it's important to them. Okay? When I booked the thing today for July 20th out in Kingston, the lady asked me, says, what are you doing? Are you a vendor? Are you selling something? I said, no. I'm doing free financial education. She goes, oh, since you're part of the community, I can reduce your cost. Because I'm doing it for free. It's free financial education. I said, well, I'll be honest with you, I'll tell you how I make money. If I do the free financial education and they have any lack or they have any needs, I'll fulfill those needs for them. But I'm not going to sell them, I'm going to educate them first. Because I know when they're educated and you look at it, is of all the people who look at the workshop, at least they have one lack somewhere. I can fulfill that need. It might be life insurance, it might be critical illness insurance, disability, whatever the case is, we fulfill that need afterwards. Okay? Self-development is another prime motivator for today's employees. Big companies, ladies and gentlemen, like TBC, for example, they do have very often, every 2-3 months, they have a self-development program for the employees. Now, not everybody goes to it, but we have it here every week. That's why WFG is growing so fast. That's why we're the biggest in the country. We have the most life insurance agents licensed in this country, and nobody even close to us. With the competition, they call those guys again now, the group? Greatway? They only have 3,000 people. We have 25,000 people licensed. Come on, not even close. Then I want to have about 1,500 people licensed. We have 75,000 people licensed throughout Canada and the US. So I'm not worried about them too much.
Yes.
Okay? Do you think that FISRA will want 25,000 people lose their license? The answer is no. We're too big.
Yes.
That's why FISRA looks at WFG differently than look at other guys. Because we're too big, we're too powerful. Can you think about, okay, how can you compete with Walmart or Tim Hortons? Tim Hortons have 375 outlets throughout Canada. They're big. Same with Walmart, same with WFG. We're the biggest in our industry. Why do you think these guys here at the insurance companies, they come here and they dedicate, like this guy that's giving this evening, he's a dedicated rep to teach WFG only. Do you think they'll waste so much money, pay him over $100,000 just to come and teach WFG only? The production wasn't there? Of course not. So they see the potential here, us as a company, what we can do. That's why they do it. Okay? Teaching your managers and the skills of effective coaching and mentoring is important. And that is why I said to me, I suggested last week, and we'll confirm again this Saturday with the team, that we should start doing a business development program once every 90 days. Because most people come involved in they don't understand business, they've never been involved in business, they've never been an employee. They must understand what business is, what is important, etc. Give you an example. I talked many times about this. I just completed my wife tax return. Okay? Now she works full time, but she has part-time at WFG. Because she has a registered business, the commission goes from WFG right to business account. Now when it goes in, what happened? She gets tax deductions. Part of the car, an office at home, expenses, food, travel, gas, all tax deduction. When I told her what her tax refund was, she goes, oh my God, this is amazing. So it's important that you register a business in your name, right? That you own the business. Your commission comes in, goes straight to your bank account. I learned from my tax expert, Ed Gilmore, which he passed away now, but Jensen knows it. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, these are important things to remember. He used to work at CRA. He knows the business inside out. And I learned from him over the years. Okay? So it's important. Number 4 is the performance. As a manager, accountability, focus, and performance of your team should be a top priority. Why do you think Alicia, when she comes, she always looks at performance and accountability? Because she knows that is what's going to make it happen. If you're accountable, you'll perform. What do you do at your job right now? You're accountable to the boss. If you don't do your job, they'll fire you. The same thing, we don't fire you here, but accountability is important. And if the person have their goals and they have the right mindset, they'll be accountable for their plan that way. Okay? So you have to make sure, if you're an SMD or a manager, keep your team accountable. And it's simple, you don't have to push them hard. You call them once or twice a day. You call them and say, hey, Flo, how's things going to work today? And Flo goes, well, things are okay. Remember the reason you go join WFG? Was to get your mom a new home, or to buy a new car, or to buy a house, whatever the case is. Because remember when you did the startup, you have their goals written down. You should have it on a 3x5 card in your pocket in the column. Okay, to remind them. Okay, you see, the mindset is key, and you have to remind them every time, every day. The reason why they joined WFG, not just to make money, to help clients, but you got to develop a business. It's a business itself. Okay. The mindset will determine your team's level of success as well as yours. So you have to have the right mindset. Okay? Now, 4 pillars, again. When expectations are ambiguous, so are the outcomes. If somebody goes to your workplace and the boss doesn't keep them accountable, they don't do anything. They work, they get paid, but they don't do anything. The company doesn't perform well that way. I read the story of the man who started, Sam Walton, who started Walmart. And you know what he said? He said, I will fly around, I have a helicopter, and I fly around and I look at the Walmart at 11 in the morning. And if that parkland is not full, I call the boss and I said, the manager, I said, put something on sale, I want the parking lot full. That's why you see Walmart always have sale every week. Because they put something on sale, people shop. And my wife would like to go to those places. Why? Because when she goes in to buy one thing, she's not buying 4, 5, 6 things. That's normal. Because you go in there and you want to buy other things that way. Okay? She hates Costco. She loves Costco, but she hates Costco. Because if you go to Costco, she's going to spend a ton more money than she expected. And it's normal. That is why you advertise. That's why you see our workshop is like the advertising for our business. People come to the workshops for something free. People like free things. But when they come there, they see something they want to buy. They see a need that to fulfill their needs. Critical illness, life insurance, the kids, whatever the case is. Okay? Or investments. That's the advertising for our business that way. Okay? Number 2, an essential area to address to increase performance is to set or reset performance expectation with all staff. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's why we have contests. And every 2-3 months is a new contest. Believe me, June the 1st, There's going to be something new. You figure out Alicia right now and her dad. When they come every time they have these functions, they reset something. Because they know they have to keep you motivated for you to move. They got to shift your mindset and keep your mindset up. Number 3, teach your managers how to have expectations, conversation with their team, and watch the performance of the employees dramatically improve. You got to have this conversation with them. I called Malu at work. She's at one of my downlines. I said, Malu, what are you doing at WFG? I mean, what do you really want to achieve? So she'll tell me. And I write it down. Because I'll ask the performance afterwards. Are you on board to make that $20,000? Are you on board to make that to become an SMD? Are you on board to make this, etc.? Keep them accountable, remind them. Because sometimes they're busy at work and they forget things that way. Okay, so you have to remind them. The mindset, ladies and gentlemen, is that growth mindset, dreamer's mindset, flexible mindset, the responsive mindset. Mindset can be changed, you just have to want it. It's not fixed. It's up to you. You can change it tomorrow if you want to. Okay? Mindset determines who you are and what your life will be. Why do you think the people come along and they become SMDs and CEOs, etc.? Is because their mindset is right. And the only way you're going to get there is that you have to make sure you get that right. Okay? Now, learn from mistakes. Always keep improving. I will be number 1. Stay determined. I will succeed. Wake up early and always be thankful. This is what mindset means. Okay? Now, there's a difference between the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. As you can see here, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, where it says, okay, failure is an opportunity to grow. That's what the growth mindset says. Yes. And the fixed mindset says, failure is my limit of my abilities. So people say, well, I can't do this because I'm limited. I don't have the skills. Hey, go learn the skills. Sometimes we have to push people. I like Jeremy, so I push him. He's not in my team at all. But I push him. I said, Jeremy, you have to be a host and join the force. Really? Yes. And I'm not taking no for an answer. Because the only way you're going to grow and get that growth mindset is when you get in front of a couple hundred people. I remember when I joined WFG back in 1997. 1998, at a convention in Las Vegas, down there, and there were 20,000 people at the function. And when I went down there, Hubert Humphrey called me to speak. Now, I've never spoken to 20,000 people in my life. When I got on the stage, all I can see is 40,000 eyes looking at me. Think I was nervous? Of course I was nervous. But I spoke. Because, you can't see the people at the back. 20,000 people, you can't see the people at the back. But you spoke, and you know what happened? Within 15 minutes when I got off the stage, our head office over here got 1,500 phone calls within 1 hour because of what I told them. Because I shifted their mindset and started thinking, hey, we better expand in Canada. Canada is ready to go. You see, so the mindset is important as you go along that way. Okay? I'll just touch one more. I'm inspired by the success of others, and here, I'm not jealous of others. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we work as a team. When people in here succeed, clap for them and encourage them. Because you'll be there one day, and they'll encourage you at the same time. Don't be selfish and say, well, I'm only doing this because of me. No, work with a team. Work as a team together. Okay? And also, try new things. Don't stick to the old methods. You gotta try new things in life. Alright? Now, let's come to the part I promised you. The surprise. Mathematics, ladies and gentlemen, of life. And you guys are gonna shock if you've never seen this before. Life is full of mathematics. I find this very interesting and meaningful to share. That's what I'm sharing with you guys. First of all, look at this. A, B, C, all the way down to Z. That's 26 letters. And you number them from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to number 26. So remember that. Okay? Now, let's look at this for a second. You might say, okay, is hard work the key to success? Let's look at it and see. Hard work is only 98. It's too short. Hard work is important, but then it's not 100% to get you there. Okay? It's only 98%. Now what else can you think about? How about knowledge? You're going to gain knowledge, right? What knowledge adds up to how much? 96.
What?
Only 96%. So hard work and knowledge is not enough to get there. Okay? Now let's look at the other one. Love. You say, well, love is important.
Wow.
It is not, because love is only 54.
It's not important.
So it's not about love. So it's not hard work, it's not knowledge, it's not love. What is it then?
Attitude.
Okay? Now let's look at this. None of that makes 100%. So then what makes 100%? Ask yourself that question. Is it money? The answer is no. It's not money. Because money is what? 72%. So we had hard work. We had what else did we have? Knowledge. We have love. We have money. None of them up to 100%. What's the secret? We'll share to the secret now. You might say, well, it's education. I got to get myself education. Education is important, ladies and gentlemen, but it's only 92%. It's still short. So you have hard work, you have knowledge, you have money, you have love, you have education. So what is the secret? Okay? You're going to be surprised what the secret is. Is it leadership?
No.
No. It's not leadership. Leadership only comes to what? 97%. So we're still not there. You're short. You have to discover what's the secret, that extra 2 or 3% to get there.
Wow.
Do you know if you interview 100 people, if you're a think and grow, she'll tell you 3% of the population gets past everybody else. Why? Because that 3% have learned a few things in life. That's key to remember. A lot of people don't understand that. That 3%. Okay? Are you curious, Jeremy? Then every problem has a solution if we perhaps we change our what?
Mindset.
Attitude.
Yes, I got it.
Attitude is the key. It's the only one that goes to 100%. So your attitude is key in your development. Education is important, knowledge is important, money is important, love is important, but you see, the only one that gets you there, ladies and gentlemen, is attitude. Now, who controls your attitude? You and you alone. You think God was smart? Of course God is smart. Can you realize the only person who can stop you from succeeding is you, not your friend, not your wife, not your husband, not your kids, nobody else except you. You're the one who will determine if you succeed in life, this or no. Okay? It's 100%, ladies and gentlemen. That's the mathematics of the mind. So it is therefore our attitude towards life and work that makes our life 100% successful. This life mathematics is amazing.
Yes.
Okay? Let's change our attitude and do some things in our life that way. As I see, ladies and gentlemen, think positive, stay strong, be encouraged, be happy, stay motivated, enterprising, imaginative, optimistic, and determined. If you do those things, you will enjoy.
Putting it back,
Go back one.
the one about attitude. That one. Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
So your attitude is key. Say yes to your dreams. Take action and start building your lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. The pleasure was mine. I hope you enjoy.
100% good. 100% good.
100% is attitude. It's all attitude.
We let
Is
it
that
out.
allowed? It's right on the beach. Okay.
So you have 100%, 100%, 100%.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you so much, Hassan. Guys, we know the secret
Hassan,
now.
Daya said she got lots of attitude, so 300%.
Let's all change our mindset and change our attitude. Thank you, everyone.